Took a little bit longer than expected, but I kind of figured either Jon Gruden would be getting a sweet deal from the Raiders in order to step down from his position after some emails. They were apparently inflammatory. I don't know. I read them. I didn't find anything, but he had some emails from back when he was working for ESPN in, what was that, like, it was over 10 years ago, okay? So apparently I'm saying that the head of the NFLPA had big lips because he was a liar and calling him Dumboria Smith. Ha ha ha. Jokes between friends. He had to lose out on a vast majority of his 10-year, $100 million contract, so now he's going to be suing the NFL. Great. Mostly because of the fallout of all of this stuff. So, if you don't remember the entire situation, well, those emails were leaked, okay, due to the NFL doing an investigative probe into the Washington Redskins, Washington football team, some of their impropriety, and then Jon Gruden got roped up in such a situation. His emails got leaked. He had to step away. Totally wasn't a firing. That's why he's filing a lawsuit. But then asked if the NFL would publish any of the other findings when it comes to the Washington football team probe or any of that kind of stuff. No, they weren't going to do it. So they got a victim, somebody who wasn't even working for the league at the time, and something that happened well over a decade ago. Welcome to peak 2021. Gruden sues NFL over publication of his offensive emails. Oh my God, they're so offensive, and they're emails that weren't even sent to anybody. Whatever. Former Las Vegas Raiders coach Jon Gruden has sued Commissioner Roger Goodell and the NFL, alleging that a malicious and orchestrated campaign was used to destroy Gruden's career, by leaking old emails he had sent that included racist, misogynistic, and homophobic content. Or comments. This is a reprint from the Associated Press. Okay, like I said, he said that DeMaurice Smith, who is a black man, had big lips, and apparently his characterization of that is that, rubber lips, sorry, is the term that he uses in order to identify a liar. That's somehow racist. All right, cool. Misogynistic, okay, whatever, and homophobic. Oh my God, how much of that stuff is actually illegal? Oh, none of it? Cool. Gruden sues NFL over publication of his offensive emails. Yes, thank you, reprint. Former Las Vegas Raiders coach Jon Gruden has sued Commissioner Roger Goodell and the NFL, alleging a malicious and orchestrated campaign. The suit was filed in the District Court of Clark County, Nevada, if that makes sense, on Thursday, exactly a month after it's only been a month? Jesus. After Gruden resigned as Raiders coach following the publication of his emails, just his emails, right? And a couple from Bruce Allen, but other than that, by the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. Very fine, reputable outlets. Thanks, Associated Press. The email sent to former Washington Redskins, it was Redskins at the time, Bruce Allen from 2011 to 2018, during Gruden's time as an announcer at ESPN, including racist, misogynistic, and homophobic comments. Okay, are you going to publish any of that, or are you just going to go ahead and characterize it as you see fit? Makes sense. They came from a set of 650,000 emails, and they found the ones that were inflammatory and ruined a man's career over it. Fun times. Obtained by the league in June during an investigation into workplace culture by the Washington football team. Cool. Gruden's attorney, Adam Hosmer-Henner, said in a statement that the defendants selectively leaked Gruden's private correspondence to the Wall Street Journal and New York Times in order to harm Gruden's reputation and force him out of his job. I don't really see how that isn't a question worth discovery, really. Because for a probe that was supposed to be looking at the workplace culture of the Washington football team, to take out the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't know, man, doesn't really compute. In contrast to the formalities of the Washington football team investigation, defendants' treatment of Gruden was a Soviet-style character assassination. I would go with CCP struggle session, but you do you. There was no warning and no process. Defendants held the emails for months until they were leaked to a national media in the middle of the Raiders' season in order to cause maximum damage to Gruden. Yeah, where's the lie? NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy denies the charges. Yeah, why would they say they orchestrated this? Okay, this makes logical sense. The allegations are are entirely meritless, and the NFL will vigorously defend against these claims. It's very funny because Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, when he was asked about just any sort of follow-up when it comes to Gruden, he said, you should probably ask the NFL. It was specifically about the publication of anything else when it comes to the probe for Washington Redskins. He was asked, it's like, well, I don't know what's going to happen with that. You should probably ask the NFL. They have all the answers. It would seem like they have something to do with this, okay? Because it looked like, at least for a minute, Gruden was just going to carry on until all of a sudden he wasn't. The Wall Street Journal reported on October 8th that Gruden used a racist term. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. To describe NFL Union Chief DeMaurice Smith. He called him a nickname. He implied that he was stupid. Is the AP saying that all black people are stupid? Is that what you guys are trying to allege here? That's awfully racist. You should probably cancel the AP. The suit says the NFL pressured the Raiders to fire Gruden after a release of the email that intimated, there's no additional I there. Further documents would come public if Gruden was not fired. Yeah, they got a scalp, so they just decided to go with it. How very Redskins of them. Gruden coached 2 days later, and then, on October 11th, the New York Times revealed additional offensive emails. Yeah, I think he called somebody a queer, or maybe a faggot. I don't quite remember. Gruden then resigned. Yes, he definitely resigned. Definitely not under protest. Definitely not under any sort of coercion. Nope, definitely not. Nope. Resigned less than halfway through his 4th year. Oh, okay, cool. So he was around for a little bit longer. So he still had $60 million in 6 years for a team that was, significantly on the come up, and especially this year in the AFC West, which is just a fucking disaster. If you know anything about the NFL right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing like distilled dog shit. Denver's blowing everything up, and the Chargers, that's the stiffest competition, but they're kind of, I don't know, in a mid-season lull to say the least. So had all of this stuff not kicked off, they'd still have to deal with the Henry Ruggs situation, because I don't think Gruden being around really would have fixed any of this stuff, but maybe, I don't know, it's impossible to really play this out. Raiders owner Mark Davis said last month that he had reached a settlement with Gruden over the final 6+ years of his contract. Davis did not release the terms of the settlement. You'd hope that he got a fair chunk of that, a massive amount of it. The lawsuit said Gruden lost a sponsorship deal with Skechers and was pulled from appearing in the NFL or in the Madden NFL 2022 game. There's no alleging of that. Okay, EA sent out a statement once again, just using the same language. We condemn all racist, misogynistic, and homophobic comments made by Jon Gruden. So we're just gonna go ahead and Stalin style wipe him out of a fucking video game because I don't know, that is somehow gonna solve racism. It's fucking EA. What do you expect? As well as having future employment and endorsement projects damaged. Damaged? Is that a nice way of, or at least the legal way of saying nuked from orbit? Because I think that's pretty much where we're going to rely on. Gruden is seeking unspecified damages on 7 claims, as well as punitive damages and attorney's fees. Yeah, no shit. Absolutely no shit. I hope he sues the NFL, and I hope he gets fucking millions and millions of dollars from it, and I hope he gets to see, and then by proxy, we get to see the other side of the situation. I hope he sues for discovery to figure out what else was in those 630,000 fucking emails. Because why not? What's the NFL trying to cover up? Is it almost like maybe some NFL officials? Because all of this stuff, okay, the earliest emails were all in regards to the NFLPA and the NFL being locked out at the time of negotiations going slower than a DeMaurice Smith press conference. So I'd imagine there might be some people who were employed by the NFL proper at that time probably also expressing equally frustrated thoughts and opinions on the matter as well, so they wouldn't want any of that to be let out, now would they? And would it be somebody as important as, I don't know, maybe Roger Goodell talking with other people who have been long-serving officials in, on, or around the league? The mind really does wander on this topic now, doesn't it? So, once again, I would love to see those communications made public. See what happens with this lawsuit. I'll be very interested to know what goes on. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.